What if I told you that the authors you think are the best, those household names like James Patterson, John Grisham, Stephen King, Colleen Hoover, aren't actually the best the world has to offer? What if that belief is, frankly, bullshit?
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. It's all about understanding the mechanics behind literary fame.
Right.
And why the names we see over and over, like Patterson or Grisham or King, aren't necessarily peak talent.
Not the peak at all.
No. Our sources suggest there's a system, maybe deliberately structured, that ensures, and I quote, no one else even gets a chance to compete.
It sounds pretty rigged.
It's a fascinating and, yeah, frankly, kind of infuriating look at how publishing seems to work.
Infuriating is the word. I mean, our main source for this, the staggering statistics, specifically the section called Who's Better Than James Patterson, John Grisham, Colleen Hoover, and Stephen King.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. It doesn't pull a single punch.
Cow punch is pulled there.
None. The system, it argues, is actively rigged against genuine talent.
You know, what really stands out is that gatekeepers metaphor the source uses.
Yeah, explain that.
Okay, so imagine a few powerful players deciding who gets into the arena, right? Who gets the spotlight.
Okay.
The goal isn't finding the best fighter, the best writer. It's about controlling the show. Their view is if you throw in too many fighters, you actually ruin the whole damn show.
Ruin it for them, presumably.
Precisely. It's not about nurturing a literature. It's about deliberately limiting the competition, keeping things predictable, maintaining the status quo, you know.
So it's active suppression.
That's what the source implies. Active suppression, not just, oh, we missed someone good.
And when you look at the numbers, the sheer scale of talent potentially out there, this gatekeeping feels even more, well, outrageous.
The numbers are wild.
Think about it. Roughly 2.3 million published authors worldwide.
2.3 million.
Yeah. And of those, maybe 850,000 writing fiction. Now imagine, as the source claims, most of them are just invisible, undiscovered, and ignored by traditional gatekeepers.
Completely off the radar.
Totally. Crafting stories that could be way more exciting, more innovative than what we see on the bestseller list dominated by, King, Patterson, Grisham.
Which leads to that critical question. What if just a small fraction of those 850,000 invisible writers are actually exceptional?
Right, what then?
The math the source does is kind of mind-blowing. Okay, let's say just 10% are exceptional. That's 85,000 authors.
85,000.
Capable, it says, of work that could rival or surpass King, Patterson, Grisham, or Rowling.
That alone is staggering.
But wait, it gets sharper. What if only 1% are world-class? That's still 8,500 writers.
Still a huge number.
Whose stories, the source claims, could make these so-called giants look like amateurs.
Ouch.
And then, the final cut. 1/4%. Tiny sliver. That's 2,125 authors who, in a perfect world, would keep you favorite authors. Your Pattersons, your Grishams, your Hoovers, off the bestseller lists for good.
Wow. So the talent is there.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly there, potentially.
It seems undeniable based on these numbers.
So what does this really boil down to? It's not that there isn't amazing talent writing books.
No, definitely not.
It's a deliberate, systemic lack of opportunity for that talent to even be seen, to get air, to find readers.
Exactly. That's the ugly truth our source highlights. It's a system that favors marketing muscle over genuine talent.
Marketing muscle.
Yeah, and the result. We get fed the same 10 authors, marketed to us as the best of the very best. Same lists, year after year. Think about it. Patterson, Grisham, King, always there.
It feels like that, yeah.
It has almost nothing to do with who wrote the absolute best book that year. It's about who has the biggest budget, the deepest connections.
The power to basically crown their own superstars.
Right. Based on commercial potential, not necessarily literary merit.
Which brings us right to the cold, hard center of it. This whole system seems designed for blockbusters, not for actual brilliance.
That's the explicit argument. Publishers don't care about quality, they care about profits and predictability.
Let that sink in. Profits. Predictability.
So those bestseller lists, according to this source, they don't measure literary skill.
What do they measure then?
They measure how much money a publisher can shove at a book and how effectively they can manipulate exposure.
It's just a marketing game. Pure and simple.
Through and through. Designed to maximize the return on investment.
Okay, to really hammer this home, there's this economic contrast the source uses. It's pretty stark.
Yeah, the million copy comparison.
Right. Imagine one author, say a Patterson or a King, sells 1 million copies of one book.
Okay, big bestseller.
Now, Imagine 10 different authors, maybe brilliant unknowns, each selling 100,000 copies.
Okay, same total volume, 1,000,000 books sold.
But the publisher, according to the source, they will always push the single superstar. Always.
It seems counterintuitive if the sales numbers are the same, but the why is revealing.
Why do they do it?
It's just cold business logic. First, marketing efficiency. It's way cheaper to promote one superstar than 10 different authors.
Makes sense. One campaign versus 10.
Second, brand leverage. Huge. A megastar like Grisham or Rowling secures film deals, foreign editions, merchandising.
Stuff the 100K authors don't usually get.
Exactly. As the source says, Hollywood doesn't usually come running because you sold 100,000 books. Then there's the retail side. Stores, Amazon algorithms, they favor the guaranteed hit. It costs them to keep replacing unsold books by lesser knowns.
So they want the sure thing.
Always. And finally, it's about control. One author, like maybe Patterson with his empire, can be molded for maximum profit. Managing 10 separate authors, that's a management nightmare.
It's cynical, but it sounds depressingly logical from a pure business standpoint.
It makes perfect cold sense if you ignore the art completely.
Which, connecting it back, means the system is basically set up to bury brilliant authors because blockbusters generate easier, predictable cash.
That's the conclusion. It's not about finding the next great novel, it's about finding the lowest risk path to profit.
Even if that means ignoring or actively suppressing incredible talent, what a loss for readers.
A profound loss, yeah.
And speaking of talent, or maybe the perception of it, our source gets really specific about the untouchables.
Ah, the direct critiques.
Yes,
Yeah.
it states very clearly, your untouchables have flaws. And it names names and points fingers.
Okay, let's hear it.
James Patterson called out for formulaic plots, heavy reliance on co-authors, basically prioritizing volume over craft.
The book factory idea.
Pretty much. Little to no innovation from story to story. Then, John Grisham,
The legal thriller guy.
characterized by usually predictable courtroom narratives. Young idealistic lawyer, corrupt institution, you know the drill. Minimal innovation.
You kind of know what you're getting with Grisham.
Exactly. Even Stephen King doesn't escape.
Really? King.
Yeah. The source suggests his later works sometimes aimlessly wander toward no point of substance. Also, dialogue is uneven, pacing is inconsistent. A critique of maybe getting too comfortable.
Huh. Interesting. And Colleen Hoover. She's massive right now.
Huge. But gets hit with criticism for melodrama and simplistic portrayals of trauma. And the source directly links her success to social media hype, suggesting viral social media popularity sometimes inflates perception of literary merit.
So popularity doesn't automatically mean quality.
That's the strong implication. It's a reminder that hype isn't the same as literary excellence.
And Hollywood plays a big role in this, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The source says Hollywood adds to the illusion. Screen adaptations inflate prestige.
So people think, oh, as a movie, the book must be great.
Precisely. It becomes part of this multi-million-dollar marketing machine. A machine that helps Patterson, Grisham, King, Hoover dominate.
While thousands of more talented writers remain buried, it's a cycle. Visibility, often bought, gets mistaken for quality.
A self-fulfilling prophecy, fueled by cash.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got this deep problem, all this hidden talent, these critiques of the big names. Is there any way out of this?
Book Strut.
Book Strut.
Yeah, and it's presented as something that's literally scrapping the entire broken system.
Okay, bold claim. What's the promise?
The promise is visibility is earned by merit, relevance, and ideas, not hype. The whole idea is to bypass the gatekeepers, bypass the algorithms that just push the famous names.
How does it actually work?
It gives readers two main ways to find books. First is structured search.
Structured search, okay.
You enter 3 ranked ideas. The source gives an example like, 1, cancer rate plummets amid rumors of a secret cure. 2, big pharma suspected of conspiracy to hide cure results. 3, scientists who discovered cure running for his life.
So like plot points or core concepts.
Exactly. And each of those ideas gets a score based on how well the author or publisher tagged the book with those concepts. It's about searching by the actual ideas in the book.
That's very different. Searching for ideas, not just thriller or an author's name. What's the second way?
Second is surface search. Even more direct. You use one sentence, 7 to 12 words long,
Okay.
and that sentence searches only the book's description. Not the tags, just the description.
What's the point of that?
The results are based purely on the content of that description. The source stresses no spam, no algorithm manipulation, It cuts through the noise, forces relevance, connects you directly to the book's core pitch.
Both methods sound designed to get past the usual marketing tricks.
That seems to be the entire point.
You know, what really hits me about this Book Strut idea is the principle behind it. It doesn't care about your name, your publisher, or Hollywood tie-ins.
A level playing field.
Yeah, it connects ideas directly with readers. It gives every story, whether it's by Stephen King or some debut author no one's heard of, a chance to be discovered.
Based on the story itself.
And for the authors, this part's key. Your first book listing is free, and it is discoverable forever. With this new method of book discovery, Book Strut will almost certainly be responsible for the discovery of new authors and books that are discussed for the next century.